Hi, it's Olga Zarr from SEO Slice. So I've been saying that and I will keep saying that. Google Search Console is the best SEO tool you can have, and it should be your number one SEO tool, whether you are just starting, whether you are an advanced, experienced SEO specialist, SEO auditor. This is the tool I always use with every SEO audit I do. And I personally, if I were to choose just one tool, in my one tool I can use, this would be Google Search Console. In this video, I will show you I will try to do it in a concise manner. I will show you how you can use Google Search Console for SEO. Let's get started. Okay, so this is Google Search Console, the most recent version. I'm recording this in 2023, so I hope this will be relevant for at least some time. Once you log into Google Search Console, all you need to do is basically log into Google Search Console and you can immediately see if there is something very, very critical happening. If your site has a manual action, if your site has security issues, you will see it here, right here in this first overview panel. So even just logging to Google Search Console every day to see what's happening is a great practice for both for your client, for your client's websites, and for your own website. Of course, Google will also be sending email alerts, but logging in and checking if you don't have like 500 clients, if you have a smaller number of clients like I do, it is just wake up, make it a habit, log into Google Search Console and see what's happening. So Google Search Console has different reports. As you can see, it has the performance report, the indexing report, experience, shopping. Depending on what types of content you have, you will see different reports here. Like I have shopping. You will have enhancements, which is about structured data implemented on your site, structured data that can be displayed as rich results and like enhanced types of results. You have security, manual actions, and some other legacy tools, links, settings, and in those settings you also have a very important report, which is crawl stats report. Let me quickly go through each report. This is not like an in-depth Google Search Console training. I simply want to show you what you can take from every report in terms of SEO and how impactful, important that piece of information can be. So overview, as I said, you go there and you check the overall trend. Is it up? Is it down? If the trend is down, you may want to investigate why. Indexing, you also want to see if there is like a huge spike. This is an overview. If something is off charts, you want to investigate, and if the site has any issues, you will see it here. Performance. If your site has traffic from Google Discover, you will see Discover report here. If your site has or has had traffic from Google News, you will see Google News report here as well. The search results is the organic traffic you probably in most cases you are most interested in. And this is the report you should be checking every day. This report has a lot of different filters, metrics, and you can really learn a lot from it by just like applying those filters and playing with them, looking at, for example, the organic traffic from the last 16 months. Usually, this is a good indication of what the site is, in what direction the site is going in, whether it's going up, down, what's going up, what's going down. As you can see here, for example, total clicks are kind of maybe now going up, and this is because the clicks started to go down because I was basically publishing way less. And when I started to publish more, and now I'm going to publish every day, I expect those clicks to go up. Impressions. This means that, okay, if you see more impressions, it means that your site has started to be visible for more keywords, which is usually a good thing. Average position, the same. If the average position is increasing, this means that your site is moving up in search results. And average CTR is, of course, how many people click on the result when they see your result. And this is important if you are getting new impressions, new keywords. Probably in many cases, you are getting the keywords not on the first page, not on the first position, but on lower positions. it is natural to see that your impressions go up and your average CTR goes down because you are getting new keywords and you aren't ranking for those keywords that well. Okay, so let's now do some filtering. Let's see the content from, let's say, last 6 months. And let's see the CTR position. Okay, so I see, for example, this is YouTube search operator, CTR 44, very nice, position 1. So this one, it looks to me that this is doing pretty okay. Here, SEO slice, so this is my brand name, okay too. YouTube search commands, this one looks okay too. Let me move myself here a little bit and let's see what's there. Here, position 6 and position 6.9 and advanced YouTube search, CTR 2.5. So this may be something I may work on improving. And of course, whenever you are checking those CTRs, always check what the SERP looks like. For example, you may see position 1 and very low CTR, and you may think, why is that possible? How is that even possible? And for example, you may want to actually type that query into Google and see that, okay, you are ranking position 1, but above you there are ads, there are image carousels, there is a map pack. Always look at the SERP because this data can be in this way can be skewed. But here, like position 1, CTR 54%, this looks okay. So I may type that into Google and see, okay, I am ranking 1, definitely number 1, and I am getting the most traffic here. So that's one thing you can do with performance report. Of course, you can check the best performing pages by clicks. You see what pages bring you the most clicks, and you may want to, for example, add more calls to action on those pages, or invitations to your newsletter, or invitations to try your services. So ton of very useful information is hidden here. I won't go through all of that, but devices, does your site have more desktop or mobile users? This is also an important consideration. In most cases, you'll have more mobile users than desktop. But as you can see, in my case, I have more desktop users because my site is like my niche SEO is more people who are searching for things here mostly are SEOs who work on desktop computers and are learning about SEO during their work. So this is an important consideration as well. And of course, you can apply different filters. One of the things I also like to do is, for example, I go to device and compare desktop mobile. I simply want to compare how much traffic is coming from desktop, or I can compare average CTR. Is CTR better on desktop or on mobile? Or average position, is it better on desktop or mobile? Of course, in most cases, the position will be worse on mobile because there's simply less real estate in mobile, but this is one of the things you can do. Average CTR, impressions, and total clicks, which is probably the best indication of where you are doing better. When I audit a site, I also like to check whether the site has traffic from Google image, and this is a very simple thing you do. You simply click here, search type, compare, web versus image, apply. And okay, so in the case of my site, the number of image clicks is irrelevant, but there are sites where image traffic is like 50%. And for example, if you are doing the migration, you also want to 301 redirect images because images make the most of your traffic. So that's an offsite tip. Okay, country, device. So similar thing, you may also like check what countries provide you the most traffic. You can compare, for example, I can compare United States to Canada and see where, as you can see, there is like definitely more traffic from United States. So always, especially when auditing the site, especially when looking for some quick wins or looking for ideas to optimize, always check the performance reports. Discover, of course, this is explanatory. If you have traffic from Google Discover, you will see it here. And what I suggest doing here is simply checking what pages get into Google Discover and maybe trying to replicate the structure of those pages because somehow Google thinks those pages are worth being shown on Google Discover. You also want to check the countries, in what countries you are shown in Google Discover. As you can see, in the case of my site, this is not necessarily United States. There are, of course, impressions and clicks in United States, but it is India and Canada when I am most prevalent in Google Discover. So you also want to know that when you are auditing the site because it depends on the type of site, but if you are auditing a site, the local site, local business, or site that only serves people in the US, and you get tons of traffic in Google Discover from, for example, India, then this traffic is maybe irrelevant for you. So this is an important notion also, and that's why you want to check the Google Discover report and all the things it is showing you here. Indexing. There are a lot of things to unpack here, but the most important one is you want to go to pages and you want to see how many pages are indexed, how many pages are not indexed, and whether the pages that are not indexed are the pages that you actually don't want to get indexed. Because just because you see not indexed a huge number here doesn't mean that there is something wrong with your site. But on the other hand, you also want to know more or less how many pages the site has, how many pages the site wants to have indexed. So in the case of my site, this is around that number. But for example, I was auditing the site, which was like, I think the site had around 1,000 pages. And one of the first things I do is log into Google Search Console if I have access. And what I saw here was the site had, I think, 500,000 indexed pages. So this was weird from the start. Of course, I started to analyze it more deeply, and it turned out the site was simply hacked and had a lot of like Chinese, Japanese types of rels indexed, and which were then 404. Then this was like a very messy situation. So a high number of pages in the index report is not always a good thing. In most cases, it is. And the same with not indexed. It is not always a bad thing that you have a lot of not indexed pages because in most cases, Google gets it right. And here you will see the exact reasons why Google didn't index some pages. So, for example, here I can see a page with redirect, which is understandable. I have changed URLs on my site multiple times. There were some changes I did, and I know that those pages, they are not indexed because they are redirected, and this is perfectly okay. Not found, you want to check those not found pages. Maybe you removed some pages on purpose, and this is okay. Like, for example, in my case, some of the pages were removed on purpose if you want to quickly de-index some content or tell Google that don't crawl it, don't visit that, this is gone. You want to return 410 status code, which simply means gone, for example, excluded by no index tag. So Google will often, when there are no new pages, like not found, new excluded by no index tag, Google will very often send you email alerts, and you may feel alerted when you get this. But Google is simply like telling you what it discovered, and it doesn't necessarily mean that there is something wrong with your site. So, for example, I recently removed a few pages, and next day I got an email that there are no new 404 pages on your site, and I'm pretty okay with that because I did that on purpose. The same with no index tag. Here I can see that these pages have a no index tag. These are category pages, and these are category pages, I believe, which are empty as of now. I'm not sure, but I have this setting in rank math which says that if the category is empty, then add a no index tag, because I don't want to have an empty category indexed by Google, because I am generally working on restructuring my site, adding new categories. And yeah, some of the categories like this, surfer SEO, I will be creating some content around surfer SEO, is empty right now, so it has a no index tag, as you can see here. Yes. Okay. Another thing, alternate page with proper canonical tag. In most cases, this is okay. As you can see, I have some pages with parameters, and those pages correctly have a canonical tag pointing to the version without parameters. So this is okay. I don't want those pages to be indexed by any means. And the crawled currently not indexed. So if you see a lot of pages here, and those pages are, and these are like quality pages you want to index, this usually means your site, the site has some quality issues in most cases. So if you see pages like this, feed pages, then this is okay. Or some old pages that are like outdated, that you don't want to rank, don't want to index, this is okay. As you can see, here are some very old pages I used to have, I think, which are now removed or redirected. So feed pages, this is okay for me. But if you see quality pages here, you have to dive deep into EEAT topic, analyze whether those pages really provide value, provide quality, provide information people are looking for, because Google has been saying that, I think, for a long time, that they are not obligated to index your content. They can, but they don't have to. And if they don't see the value in your content, they can simply disregard it. So crawled currently not indexed is probably a very, I would say, a very famous report recently, and which a lot of SEOs have been spending a lot of time on. Let's move on. Video pages. So if you have video pages, if you have videos embedded on some pages, Google now can index the videos, kind of index videos separately. So you can see, for example, here I have this SEO consultant page, and on this SEO consultant page, on this one, I have a ton of videos, because I'm trying to show a lot of examples of where I spoke and stuff like that. But generally, you want to have one video per page, and this will be the main video that Google will index. And in the case of SEO consultant, Google has chosen this video to be indexed. And let me check what video is it. The first video I have, yes, this is the first video I have on my SEO consultant page. So this is my SEO consultant page, and this is the video where I quickly talk about myself. So video indexing, very useful report as well. And of course, sitemaps. If you submitted sitemaps, then you can check whether Google is seeing those sitemaps, whether there are some problems. I think here I added this sitemap on purpose to show you that if there is an issue, you will see couldn't fetch. If everything is okay, you will see success, and you will see how many pages on a specific sitemap there are. And a tip around sitemaps: if you have a very small site, sitemap in most cases isn't necessary, or if your site is very well linked. But if you have a WordPress site or a CMS based site, most CMSs can create sitemaps for you automatically. I don't see the reason why you shouldn't have it. I use WordPress and Rank Math, and Rank Math automatically creates sitemaps for me. So I don't have to spend a lot of time thinking about this, but this is kind of done automatically. Removals. If the site you are auditing, the owner came to you and is saying that our results are not visible, and you are hired to audit the possible results of why the site is not visible in search results, you may want to check the removals. Maybe someone edits a page here by mistake, and that's why the page is not shown in search results. Remember that removals work, it does not remove content from Google Index, it simply hides it for a specific amount of time. If you urgently needs to hide something, you don't want something to appear, you add it here. But later on, if you want to get it removed from index entirely, you probably want to add a no index tag. Or if you don't want people to be able to see what's on that page, you probably want to password protect it or something like that, or remove it entirely. And experience. Page experience, core web vitals. You probably heard a lot about this. I think 2 years ago, there was this hype. Everyone was obsessing about core web vitals, about speed, that when core web vitals become an official ranking factor, your site will be dead and stuff like that. It turned out that it wasn't like that. Core web vitals, speed, of course, are important, but my experience shows that they are more, and I think Google says that too, they are more of a tiebreaker. If you are really have a very slow site that loads, I don't know, 1 minute or something like that, I've seen sites like that, then you may think about really working on that. But if your site is doing relatively okay, is relatively fast, and then you don't have to obsess about that. Here are a few things regarding speed. First, what you see in Google PageSpeed Insights are lab data, and this is not necessarily something that you have to focus on. It's way better to have Core Web Vitals, to pass Core Web Vitals assessment, than to have 100 score in Google PageSpeed Insights. So as you can see, something happened here on my site, and I went from green to red. So Core Web Vitals is the assessment that comes directly from your users. And this is what actually the users who visited your site, actually how fast or how slow the site was for them. And this is what you, if you want to obsess about speed, this is the part you probably want to obsess about, because this is the part of the ranking and this is what Google evaluates. But of course, you need to remember there are hundreds of factors, and the weight of specific factors varies depending on where the user makes that search, where the user is located, what other pages rank, what's the query. So there are so many variables at stake that you want to probably do your best in terms of speed, but move on to creating content, because in many cases the time spent on content will be better spent than the time spent on trying to fix the speed to be 100 by 100, because this really basically gives you nothing. So if you see red here, and the competitors are all green fast, and you are very, very slow, then you probably want to take a deeper look at that. So let's open this report, because mobile is in most cases mobile will be more important than desktop, but of course that depends. In the case of my site, I have more users from desktop, so I may take a closer look at desktop. So I can see poor assessment. This is LCP, largest contentful paint. So this is the problem. And here's an example site. This is my example page, Chrome SEO Chrome extensions. So LCP, and I see that there are other pages that also have that problem for 4 seconds, 5 seconds. So in that case, I probably want to do an assessment in PageSpeed Insights and actually see what's the P, what image, because probably this is an image, what image causes LCP to be that low. Here I can open that in PageSpeed Insights directly from Google Search Console, and I can see, okay, Largest contentful paint is definitely the biggest problem for me. And let's wait for the tool to load and I will see what's the problem, what image is causing that. Oh, maybe that's not the image, that may be this header. So as you can see, I have some improvements to make, probably because I have optimized my site once, then I did a lot of changes and probably something changed here. So I may want to revisit that, see what's here. But let's see what the problem is. Largest contentful paint. Okay, so I can see here, this is the largest contentful paint. And this is this image. This image is the problem. So I may think about maybe making this image smaller or maybe moving it lower on the page. That's for me to decide. But this is probably once I fix this image and this layout on, because I don't think all pages have this layout. I fix this layout, then this largest contentful paint element will be passed. So that's how I suggest you use this experience report. Core vitals, check whether passed, whether not passed, check the overall speed compared to competition. If core vitals are passed here, you can totally, in most cases, forget about the speed and move on to other more important elements. Page experience. So this is basically if you are okay for all three, which is mobile usability, HTTPS, and core web vitals, then you will have green here. So I have some homework to do. Okay, mobile usability. I don't think it is easy now to find the page that is not mobile friendly. Of course, there are situations that something is broken with the responsive layout and the site is not mobile friendly. So you always want to check that. Very often you will also see mobile usability issues here, but when you run the test, then the site is mobile friendly. So you don't have to obsess about this as well. You just have to make sure that the site is actually mobile friendly. You can do a mobile friendly test and that should do. HTTPS. So yeah, you want to see. In most cases, I think you won't have a HTTP site if you happen to have one. You have it is, I think, now even free. You can get a free SSL certificate. In most SEO, most hostings, I think, do it by default. If the site has migrated or there was some redesign, you want to check if there is mixed content. You can do that using Screaming Frog. You can do that using Jet Octopus. If there is something very, very bad going on, you will see it here. But for mixed content issues, probably you want to use a crawler. That will help you do that. A common thing I see, the site used to be HTTP and it has migrated to HTTPS. But for example, in the sitemap, there are still HTTP URLs, which is a bad thing because the crawler basically needs to go through the redirect when it crawls the site. And if the site is a very huge one, then you are losing a lot of potential crawl budgets, because if the site has millions of pages and Google is crawling the sitemap and has to go through one hop for each URL, you're simply wasting resources. Okay, so here this is about depends on the type of page you have. If you see it really depends on what type of site you are visiting. You want to see valid. If you see invalid, you want to see what's there. Those are not critical issues. These are about rich results. Of course, it's nice to have rich results. It's nice to have schema, because you are providing extra information to Google, to other search engines. And if you are using schema that can generate rich results, you can potentially look better in search results, more attractive. You can be more attractive and you can get more clicks, better CTR, more traffic, and stuff like that. So this is also something to always check, but not necessarily something to totally obsess about. And breadcrumbs. So if you have breadcrumbs, I suggest you mark them with schema, because not only will Google be better at understanding the structure of your site, but you will also get displayed, the breadcrumb trail will be displayed in search results and other things like FAQ, logos. That what you see here really depends on what the site has implemented. If the schema rich results are implemented in a very messy, incorrect way, then there is a chance you won't even see it here. So that's why you also want to run separate audit and check that stuff. And that the structured data you see here is only the structured data that can result in rich results. Other types of structured data won't show here, like, for example, I don't know, author schema. You won't see it here. So that's an important thing. And if you are auditing a site, you always want to check the manual actions, because you want to know if the site has a manual action, because if it does, then you should stop doing everything and focus on lifting that penalty. And the same applies to security issues. If your site is infected, you may see it here, but not always. As I said, I've seen a ton of hacked websites that had millions of pages, hacked pages indexed, and the security report here was clean. So you always need to take an extra step when checking that. You can use the index report. You can also simply type site colon domain into Google and see what pages are indexed. If you see those weird Chinese, Japanese pages, you are probably not doing the best. So this is what you can do, and you can see how many pages are indexed and what pages are indexed. So coming back to GSC, one more thing, links. You want to see, you will see external links, you will see internal links. This is also good for checking your internal links and seeing what pages on your site are linked the most. This is for internal linking analysis. This is also something you probably want to see, or the same with top linking text. This is about external links. So if the site has been engaged in some link building that's focused on anchor, stuffed anchor text, you may see weird things here, but if you don't, that's okay. So links report, it does not show you necessarily all the links. If you use tools like SEMrush, Majestic, Ahrefs, each tool may show you a little bit different links. The links you see here are the links that Google wants you to see and that Google sees. So I wouldn't totally disregard this report. Keep in mind that I think it shows you disallowed links. So if you have disavowed links in the past, you will still see them here. And the last report that you probably want to visit in GSC whenever you are auditing the site or simply checking how the site is doing is crawl stats report. So this is basically the summary of activity, Googlebot activity on your site. This is a sampling. This is not everything that Google has been doing on your site or other search engines. If you want to have the full picture, you probably want to do like a regular crawl log, file log analysis. Here, it's good to have the domain property, because like here, for example, I only have the rel prefix, so I only see what's in HTTPS SEO slide. I recommend having the domain property verified, so you will see all the subdomains here, for example, and you want to see what's going on here. If you publish a lot of new content, you will probably see a spike in Google activity. You also want to check the response time. So I can see that the response time went up here. So from this to that. So I may want to check what's going on here. I suppose this is about this LCP issue I talked about, but you want to look for something that is off charts, that draws your attention. And host status, this is probably the most important one. You want to see all green checks here. If there was some problem with robots.txt fetch in the last week or month, I think you will see the information here. And this is an important one. If there were some problems with that, with any of these can impact your indexability. The site may get the index. So this is the health of the server. You want to see that. When I was still using, I think, Bluehost, I migrated to Cloudways. It was at the very beginning. I think I used to have a lot of problems here because this was like a cheap shared hosting, and the site kept getting 500 errors, which are server errors. Keep an eye on that. And of course, you want to see what responses Google is getting. So, for example, I can see a lot of not found, and this is because I removed on purpose a lot of content, so that's okay. Purpose, refresh, discovery. So refresh, Google is simply coming back to my site and checking if something has changed. Discovery, Google is checking new content. So I strongly recommend going through that report. There are a lot of wonderful guides that explain that in more detail than I did, but to get an overall picture of Google crawling, Google having issues, this is the way to go. So I hope after watching this guide, I know I could talk for hours about that, but I want to keep that video relatively short. I hope that after watching this guide, you are convinced that Google Search Console is an important SEO tool, and you will be willing to spend more time in Google Search Console to learn about your site, to uncover potential opportunities, or to uncover issues before they become a big issue, because sometimes you will see something here, and if you check GSC regularly, you will see an issue here and you fix it before it becomes a real issue or before it impacts your entire site. So that's it for this video. If you have any questions, feel free to add them in the comments. If you like this video, please give a comment, share it, and subscribe to my channel, because all I'm doing here is for free for you to be able to learn, and I just want you to help me grow my audience, grow my reach through this SEO channel. Thank you, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.